How to write to SSDs. Deep inside a production database server, there's a physical reality that software engineers rarely even think about. A transaction commits, a log gets written. The software just assumes the job is done, moving on to the next request in milliseconds. But down in the hardware, a microscopic, violent event has just occurred.
The silent wear of flash memory cells. You see, flash memory doesn't simply hold your data, it traps it. High-voltage pulses literally force electrons through an oxide layer, locking them into physical cells to represent binary states. And with every single write, that delicate oxide layer degrades. It's a continuous, silent wear and tear happening inside data centers across the globe right now. Unlike the spinning magnetic platters of the past, solid-state drives have a finite physical lifespan. Every single write is a countdown.
1.5. And the reality of this countdown is absolutely stark. Let's take a standard enterprise data center SSD. The manufacturer guarantees it for 5 years of continuous operation under normal use. Sounds great, right? But if you subject that drive to a modern heavy database workload using conventional storage engines, that 5-year lifespan just vanishes. The physical limits of the drive are completely exhausted, and the hardware is permanently killed in just 1.5 months. There's no way around it. This isn't a manufacturing defect. It's a fundamental failure in how our software actually speaks to our hardware.
The amplification problem. To really understand why this happens, we have to look at the historical baggage our databases are carrying. The vast majority of database systems we use today were designed for spinning disks. On a hard drive, writing data over an existing sector is clean. The magnetic head just changes the polarity of the plotter at a fixed physical location. Modern databases still issue writes as if they're targeting those spinning magnetic platters. They ask the storage layer to overwrite data exactly where it lives. But an SSD cannot override data in place. The physics simply do not allow it.
Because flash memory can't be overwritten directly, it has to be erased first. And here's the mechanical friction. SSDs write data in small pages, but they erase data in massive blocks. So updating a single 4 KB record forces the SSD to find an empty page. The old location gets marked invalid. Eventually, the drive runs out of space. To clean up, it has to read entire blocks, copy any surviving data to new locations, and only then erase the old block. It's like a giant puzzle. Writing just one page triggers a cascading multiplication of destructive writes.
Logical database writes versus internal SSD physical writes. We call this phenomenon write amplification. Up at the software level, the logical write request is clean, isolated, and simple. One update in, one file changed. But beneath the surface, deep within the SSD controller, that logical request triggers a chaotic, amplified physical reality. The database thinks it just wrote 4 KB. The SSD actually wrote 12, or 16, or even 20 KB to the flash chips just to accommodate the shift. The system is fundamentally at war with itself.
Shifting out of place. Fixing this friction requires a total paradigm shift. We basically have to stop lying to the database about the nature of the medium it sits on. If the SSD can't write in place, the database shouldn't ask it to. This shift relies entirely on out-of-place writes. When a record is updated, the database doesn't try to overwrite the old one. It simply appends the new version to a fresh sequential log and then updates its own internal map to point to the new location.
And this shift changes everything. A legacy in-place system is a rigid, locked-in architecture. The database maps data to a strict file offset, and the SSD is left to silently scramble in the background just to make the physics work. But with out-of-place writes, the architecture becomes fluid. The database stops dictating exact locations and instead takes control of the write placement geometry itself. It batches updates. It compresses them efficiently. It aligns them perfectly into sequential blocks that the SSD can absorb without all that struggle.
Grouping by death time. Packing data that will expire at the same time into the same physical zone. Now, an append-only system does create a new problem. Old, invalid data starts to accumulate, and the database itself must now perform garbage collection. If it does this poorly, well, we just move the amplification from the hardware right back to the software. The key to elegant garbage collection lies in predicting the future. Imagine a commercial warehouse. If you pack a shipping box with random items, say some expiring tomorrow, some lasting decades, you eventually have to unpack the entire box just to throw away the rotten goods, salvage the rest, and repack it. This is exactly what happens when databases mix short-lived data with permanent records. But what if you packed items together that expire on the exact same day? That's the core of grouping by death time.
By analyzing the write history, the database can estimate exactly when a piece of data is likely to be overwritten or deleted. It then intentionally groups data with the same expected lifespan right into the same physical zone on the drive. When it's time to reclaim space, the database looks at a zone and finds that every single page inside it is completely obsolete. There's nothing to salvage, nothing to copy over. This intentional grouping drops database write amplification dramatically. It essentially eliminates the overhead of internal garbage collection, because entire blocks can just be wiped cleanly.
The hardware illusion. You know, there's a real tendency in our industry to look for hardware silver bullets. A skeptic might look at all this and argue, hey, we don't need to rewrite our database engines. They'll point to advanced hardware features, sophisticated internal SSD firmware, or newer interfaces like zone namespaces and flexible data placement. The underlying assumption is that the silicon alone can save us from poor software design.
Hardware limits, flexible data placement, zone namespaces, and internal garbage collection overhead. But the truth is, this is an illusion. We have to confront the honest trade-off here. Hardware is never a magic bullet if the software layer right above it is fundamentally flawed. If an in-place database scrambles the data, mixing hot and cold records, and issues fragmented, unaligned writes, the SSD firmware has absolutely no context. It can't unscramble the physics. It doesn't know which data matters and which is ephemeral. Even the absolute most advanced flexible data placement drive relies on the host software to provide intelligent hints. If the software is blind to the physical reality, the hardware remains blind to the data's intent.
Aligning software with physics. The real breakthrough happens when we stop treating the hardware as a black box that we somehow need to outsmart and actually start treating it as a physical reality to be respected. When we adopt out-of-place writes, compress data effectively, and group it by its inevitable death time, we send a profoundly different signal to the drive. We're finally aligning the database's write stream directly with the physical limitations of flash memory. When the software actually takes full, intelligent control of data placement, something absolutely remarkable happens to the total write amplification factor. Because the SSD is receiving perfectly sized sequential streams of data that will expire at the exact same time, the drive's internal garbage collector simply stops working overtime. It doesn't need to copy valid data, for the simple reason that there is no valid data left in the blocks it needs to erase. The database achieves an SSD write amplification factor of exactly 1. Every single byte requested by the database is written precisely once by the hardware.
7.8. The magnitude of this alignment is staggering. By moving from a legacy, in-place architecture to a fully optimized out-of-place model, the total volume of physical flash writes drops by a factor of 7.8. To put that into perspective, we aren't just shaving off percentages here. We're eliminating nearly 90% of the destructive physical wear on the drive. That enterprise SSD that was burning out in 1.5 months, it can now comfortably outlive its full 5-year warranty.
And this deep alignment doesn't just save the hardware. By eliminating the massive background overhead of reading, relocating, and rewriting data, the entire system breathes easier. The database practically doubles its total operational throughput. Think about that. Twice the transactions per second, utilizing a fraction of the physical degradation. A real game changer. A clean drop. It's a reminder that complexity at the software level, when it's poorly structured, creates physical chaos below. But when we actually understand the medium, when we embrace the constraints of how electrons are trapped and blocks are erased, we replace all that chaos with structural precision. A single page write, once a chaotic cascade of redundant data, is now a precise, cleanly placed drop.
AI generated with Notebook LM, drawn from How to Write to SSDs by Bohien Lee, Tobias Ziegler, and Victor Leiss. Informational only, not advice. If you've been enjoying the journey so far, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow. See you in the next one. Take care.